How important are checks and balances in running a government? Checks and balances are critical to the proper functioning of any government, as they serve as a mechanism to prevent any one branch or individual from accumulating too much power. The system of checks and balances is designed to ensure that no single entity within the government can abuse its authority, while also promoting accountability, transparency, and fairness. In a government with checks and balances, each branch of government has a specific set of powers and responsibilities, and these powers are balanced against the powers of other branches. For example, the legislative branch may pass laws, but the executive branch has the power to veto those laws. Similarly, the judicial branch can strike down laws that it deems unconstitutional. Without checks and balances, one branch or one individual could accumulate too much power and become authoritarian or tyrannical. The system of checks and balances is designed to prevent this from happening and to ensure that government is serving the people fairly and justly. Overall, checks and balances are crucial to ensuring a functional and democratic government. By preventing any one entity from accumulating too much power, the system promotes transparency, accountability, and fairness, which are essential to a healthy democracy. What are the legislative checks on the judicial branch and the courts? The legislative branch of government has several important checks on the judicial branch and the courts. Here are a few examples. 1. Confirmation of judicial nominees. The legislative branch has the power to confirm or reject presidential nominees for federal judgeships, including Supreme Court justices. This check allows Congress to ensure that judges are qualified and capable of interpreting and applying the law fairly. 2. Impeachment and removal of judges. The legislative branch has the power to impeach and remove federal judges, including Supreme Court judges, for high crimes and misdemeanors. This check allows Congress to hold judges accountable for any wrongdoing or unethical behavior. 3. Control over the jurisdiction of the courts. The legislative branch has the power to create and abolish federal courts, as well as to limit the jurisdiction of the courts. 3. This check allows Congress to ensure that the courts are operating in line with the priorities and values of the people they represent. 4. Writing and passing legislation. The legislative branch has the power to write and pass laws which can affect how the courts interpret and apply the laws. This check allows Congress to influence the legal system and ensure that the laws reflect the values and priorities of the people. Overall, the legislative branch has several critical checks on the judicial branch and the courts. These checks are designed to ensure that judges are qualified, ethical, and accountable, and to ensure that the legal system is operating in line with the priorities and values of the people. The legislative branch of government has several important checks on the executive and judicial branches. Here are a few examples. Impeachment and removal. The legislative branch has the power to impeach and remove the president, vice president, and other high-ranking officials from office for high crimes and misdemeanors. This check is intended to prevent the executive branch from abusing its power and to hold officials accountable for any wrongdoing. Oversight and investigation. The legislative branch has the power to investigate the actions of the executive and judicial branches through committee and hearings. This check allows Congress to monitor and evaluate the actions of other branches of government to ensure that they are operating effectively and within the law. Confirmation of nominees. The legislative branch has the power to confirm or reject presidential nominees for federal judgeships, as well as executive branch positions such as cabinet secretaries and agency heads. This check allows Congress to ensure that these officials are qualified and capable of carrying out their duties. Control over funding. The legislative branch has the power of the purse, which means that it controls the government's spending. This check allows Congress to limit or withhold funding for executive and judicial branch programs or initiatives that it opposes. These checks are designed to prevent abuses of power, ensure accountability, and promote transparency and fairness in government operations. Islam Wars.